Welcome to the Lifetime Assembly channel. My name is Isaac, and today I'm going to help you assemble your 8-foot by 7.5-foot outdoor storage shed. Before we get started, make sure the model number of your shed is listed in the description below. This video will follow the steps outlined in the assembly manual that comes with the shed. So if you've already begun and need help on a specific step, check the description below for a timestamp associated with each step. There are steps in this assembly that require 2 people, so make sure you have at least one other adult available to help. Before we get into the assembly process, let's take a look at the tools you'll need to complete the job. You may want to pause the video now so you can gather the supplies shown on the screen. Also, you may see us use an impact driver. If you decide to use one as well, be careful not to over torque or over tighten the hardware. You'll also need additional tools to prepare a foundation for your shed. So refer to your manual to see what other resources you will need. All Lifetime sheds require a foundation to be built on. We recommend concrete, but you can also use lumber. This video is meant to be a companion to the assembly manual and not a direct replacement. So for the best results, have the assembly manual on hand as you complete the build. It is also crucial that you refer to the assembly manual to review the safety instructions of this build to prevent serious injury or property damage. All right, let's get started. This section goes over the requirements for the foundation of your shed. This video will focus on the assembly of the shed and not of the foundation, so refer to your manual in section 1 to see how to properly build a foundation for your shed. If you have questions regarding the foundation of your shed, please feel free to reach out to our customer service team at the number below. Take 2 gutter channels and line up the holes in the ends with the holes in the connector piece and secure the hardware. Be careful not to over tighten this hardware. Line up the holes at the ends of the truss brace with the holes in the middle of the gutter channels and secure the hardware, making sure the head of the bolt is on the inside of the gutter channel. To make tightening this hardware easier, I like to use a Phillips head bit and a set of vice grips. Insert the truss rod through the connector and truss brace, then secure with a nut on each end. Only tighten this hardware until the truss rod doesn't wiggle. Repeat this process one more time for a total of 2 truss assemblies. Take the gable halves that are straight at the bottom, line them up in the center, and secure the hardware. Line up the holes in the screen, the holes in the vent, then place on the front side of the gable and secure with the hardware on the back. There are two small square tubes, one with small holes in the center and one that doesn't have any. For this step, you'll use the one that doesn't have the small holes. Insert a cap into each end of the square tube. Line the holes in the tube with the divots in the gable, making sure the dimpled holes are against the gable and the dimpled hole in the center is facing the bottom of the gable. Then secure the tube to the gable with the 6 screws. Take the gable halves that have a curve in the bottom, line them up in the center, and secure the hardware. Line up the holes in the screen with the holes in the vent. Then place on the front side of the gable and secure the hardware on the back. Take the other small square tube and insert a cap into each end. Place the tube onto the gable, making sure the dimpled holes go against the gable and the dimpled hole in the center is facing the bottom. Then secure the tube to the gable through the center 2 holes first. Then finish securing through the 6 oblong holes. Next, we're going to insert a square tube into the left door, which is the one with the lifetime logo. But before we do that, we want to make sure that these holes in the tube will be lining up with these holes in the door. As you insert the tube, make sure you leave a few inches hanging out at the end. Insert the cap into the end of the tube, then finish sliding until it's flush with the bottom of the door. Add the locking hardware to the front of the door, oriented like this, then secure the hardware, but only finger tighten for now. On the back side of the door, locate these divots at the bottom and top of the door and drill them out with the provided drill bit, only going through the first layer of metal. Place a spacer over the holes that you just drilled out on the bottom of the door, making sure you can read the word down. Place a lock over the spacer, oriented like this, then secure the hardware. Repeat this process at the top of the door, making sure you can read the word up on the spacer. Connect the two halves of the handle together. Place on the front side of the door and secure the hardware on the back. On the opposite edge of the door, insert the hinge tube, making sure to leave a few inches hanging out on each end. On the back side of the door, locate this groove around the window and add the butyl tape going all the way around. Remove the plastic film from both sides of the window. Place on top of the butyl tape, making sure to line up the holes in the window with the divots in the door. Then secure with the 14 screws. Insert the tube into the bottom of the right door, but before we do that, we want to make sure that these holes in the tube line up with these holes in the door. Then, insert the tube, making sure to leave a few inches hanging out at the end. Insert the cap into the end of the tube, then finish sliding until it's flush with the bottom of the door. Secure the tube into place by inserting the self-tapping screw into this divot on the back side of the door. Place the latch hardware on the front side of the door, oriented like this. Then secure the hardware. Connect the two halves of the handle together. Place on the front side of the door, then secure the hardware on the back. When adding the long screws, make sure they go through this bracket oriented like this. On the opposite edge of the door, insert the hinge tube, making sure to leave a few inches hanging out on each end. On the back side of the door, locate this groove around the window and insert the butyl tape going all the way around. Remove the plastic film from both sides of the window. Place the window on top of the butyl tape, making sure to line the holes in the window with the divots in the door. Then secure with the 14 screws. This shed comes with 3 floor panels. They may be shipped folded, so you need to unfold them like this. Lay the floor panels oriented like this. Then, to connect the panels together, lift one up at an angle, interlock the tabs, and set it back down. Secure the floor panels together by inserting a screw into each divot along each seam. The door can go on either long edge. Once you decide what edge you want the door on, place the strike plate over this cutout on the floor and secure the hardware. Take the 5 wall panels labeled AHD and the channel just to the left of the notch at the top of the panel, add a wall support, making sure that the 2 holes that are close together go at the top of the panel. Then secure with the hardware. On the window wall panel, add the short wall support to this channel here, lining up the holes with these notches and secure the hardware. Keep in mind, this hardware is longer and will have to be inserted at an angle. On the corner panel labeled AGY, add a wall support to this channel on the right, making sure that the two holes close together are at the top of the panel. Take the corner panel labeled AGN, and on the channel on the left, add a wall support, making sure that the two holes that are close together are at the bottom of the panel. Take the corner panel labeled AGY and insert the tabs at the bottom of the panel to the cutouts of the floor. Slide the panel towards the strike plate to lock it in place. I'm comfortable tapping it with my foot, but if you're not, use a block and a rubber mallet. Lean the panel away from the floor, fold it in half, line up the tabs at the bottom, the holes in the floor, then apply downward pressure to lock it into place. If you're having a difficult time getting the tabs to click into place, place a block under each tab individually and apply downward pressure. Take a wall panel labeled AHD, insert the tabs at the bottom into the cutouts on the floor, then slide it towards the corner panel to lock it in place. Make sure that the panels are level at the top, then secure them together with the 5 screws. Repeat this process for second wall panel labeled AHD. Add the corner panel labeled AGW to this corner using the same method as the first corner. Add 2 wall panels labeled AHD to this edge. Add the corner panel labeled AGL to this corner. The window wall panel can go anywhere on either short edge. For our shed, we're going to put it here. Then add the final wall panel labeled AHD. Add the corner panel labeled AGN to this corner. In the opening, add the bushings in these circular holes going from the bottom up. There are 3 height settings you can choose for the shelf. Those are indicated by these divots here in the corner panels. Once you've decided what height you want the shelf at, add the triangular shelf brackets to the slits at the height you chose on the back wall. Insert the screw anchors into the divots in the corner panels at the height you chose. Attach the shelf brackets to the screw anchors through the oblong holes making sure it's oriented like this. The shelf may be shipped folded, so you need to unfold it like this. Add the shelf support tubes to the channels on the underside of the shelf, making sure they click into place. Place the shelf on top of the brackets, making sure the word front is facing the entrance of the shed. Secure the shelf to the brackets using 2 screws each. It may be helpful to have someone push on the outside of the corner panels to get the holes to line up. Insert the hinge tube of the left door into the bushing, making sure the hole in the hinge tube lines up with the slit in the bushing. Insert the cotter pin from the front side going in, then flare the ends to lock it into place. Repeat this process for the right door. Take the gable that has a curve in the bottom and place it on top of the hinge tubes. Make sure the holes in the gable line up with the divots in the corner panel and secure the hardware. Place the gap flap in these locations, oriented like this, and secure the hardware. Place the truss assembly into the notches at the top of the wall panels closest to the gable. While you continue to hold the truss assembly, have someone else slide a roof panel into the gutter channel and over the gable. You'll know the roof panel is in the correct position when the alignment nub rests in this notch. Secure the roof panel to the wall panel through the bottom 4 holes. Then secure the roof to the truss and gable through the bottom 2 holes. Place a roof support into the notch of the gable and roof. Then finish securing through the remaining 3 holes. Repeat this process for the roof panel on the opposite side. If you're having a difficult time getting things to line up, click on this link here to see a video on how to properly align your roof panels. Repeat this process, adding another truss assembly and 2 more roof panels. Place the other gable onto the back wall, line up the holes, and secure the hardware. Add the final 2 roof panels using the same method as the first 2. Take the roof cap labeled AGG and place it on top of the gable, oriented like this. Secure the cap into place through these 2 holes. Place a center cap labeled AFY over the previous panel and on top of the truss, then secure it into place. Repeat this process for a second cap labeled AFY. Add the final roof cap labeled AFW over the gable and previous panel. Take a skylight, fold it in half, place it into the hole, line up the tabs with the holes, and secure the hardware. Repeat this process for the remaining 2 skylights. This shed comes with 6 wall hooks. They can go anywhere throughout the shed in these recesses here. Remove the plastic film from both sides of the window. Then slide the window into the frame, making sure the lip is at the top of the window and facing the inside of the shed. Insert the small screw into the hole in the bottom of the window. Place a latch over the divots in the wall, oriented like this, and secure the hardware, making sure to leave it loose so it can slide freely. Next, you need to make sure that the doors are level. Click on this link here to see a video, or refer to your manual in section 13 to see how to properly level your doors. Now that the doors are level, you're going to have to go inside and have someone latch the door behind you and finish tightening the hardware that we left loose on the left door. This section goes over how to anchor your shed to its foundation. Since we're indoors, we're not going to be able to do that, but it's important that you do. So refer to your manual in section 14 to see how to properly anchor your shed to its foundation. Thank you for watching this video on how to assemble your lifetime 8-foot by 7.5-foot outdoor storage shed. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up. For more content like this, subscribe to our channel. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to our customer service team and check out our other amazing products at lifetime.com.